Hello and welcome to my channel where we find out what's on the hook today. And let me show you what's on the hook. It's actually not on the hook yet because I just received this acquisition. I've got a couple of acquisitions that I want to show you. I have decided, and I'm going to say to myself, what was I thinking? But I have decided to make a top. Well, this is a paid pattern, so I'm going to just put it right there. This is a top by Jeanne of Expression Arts, and I'll put the link down below. She's a wonderful designer, and she dyes all of her own yarn, and it's beautiful. Most of it is silk and very fancy and beautiful and all that. So I have bought from her a time or two, and she had this pattern free for one day or something like that. So I printed it out, and I took a look, and I thought I could make that. So I ordered the yarn that went with it, that was recommended, and this is what the yarn looks like. It's called Current, and the color is a little too pink for me, but what was I thinking, you know. I can do that. I could make pink. I'm not beside myself about it, but this is a very lovely yarn. It is a silk lace though. What was I thinking? That's probably a 1 or a 2. You know, fingering is big compared to this stuff. This is really tiny. If I could get a look at it right there, that'll show you how big it is. Pretty small, very small. It is 50% baby alpaca, 50% silk, which is quite lovely. 604 yards on there, so you can see how small that is. For 600 yards, it's pretty small yarn. It calls for a crochet hook size B to E. Okay, that's tiny in my book. But again, what was I thinking? And hand wash only, which I can deal with that. So I got this pattern, and it called for 2 hanks of this yarn. So I bought 2 hanks of the yarn, and it was quite expensive. It wasn't terribly expensive because I got it on sale, but I had a grand idea that I was going to make this tank top to wear under a white jeans jacket or something like that. And it does look very beautiful, and I have plans to start it. And you know me, I'll do a few rows and see how fast it goes and how easy it is to make, because there is some increase and decrease on it, but it doesn't have sleeves. So that's a big plus. There are no sleeves in this pattern. So it's doable. It's made in 2 pieces, and if you can get those pieces made, and you can sew them up in no time and have the top to wear. It's called the Flaneur Tank Top, and it's by Expression Fiber Arts. And I do intend to start this, but again, what was I thinking? I've got a lot of works in progress right now, and I don't need another one that's going to wear me out. But I did finish my knit crate scarf made out of the fingering wool, and I have it downstairs, and it is blocking right now. I want to show it to you and talk about the pattern a little bit and about the yarn as well. So that's in my next video. The second thing I did recently, besides buy that silk yarn, which the lace yarn, excuse me, silk is great, but lace is really, really tiny for me. I'm not really a tiny lace person, so we'll see how that goes. Love Knitting, where I get a lot of my yarn, had a sale a couple weeks ago on their wool yarn. I wanted to try some different wools that they have, and every now and then they'll put them on sale. And so if I know that I like the wool, I can go ahead and order it when it goes on sale. So there. That said, I want to show you 3 different kinds of wool that I bought, and I just bought a little in each one, and they're probably scarf worthy. I don't know, they won't be enough for sweaters, but I wanted to get enough to make one small item with it and see if I really liked it. This is called Woodland, and this is, excuse me, let me get that where you can see it. It is a red tweed, and I don't know if you can see that. It is quite beautiful. It's red with a little bit of white mixed in, just tiny little flecks of white. And this is called Woodland, and it's called Tweed with a Twist, and I can see why they'd say that. It's wound very tightly. It does have a tiny halo. There's not much to it, and I think that's probably a function of the way it's wound up. I think it's wound very tight, so there's very little halo on this, and I like that. I like a yarn without halo every now and then. And it's 50% wool, 25% alpaca, and 25% viscose, and that will help it drape, and that's what viscose does. It's a wonderful draping mechanism. So you want some of that in your wool if you want something to drape very well. It's made in Italy, and it's 191 yards on a ball, and I bought 382. That's probably enough for a nice size scarf, and so that's probably what I'll be doing with that. The second kind of wool I bought was Willow and Lark Woodland, which is this one. You can see that a lot better there. It's called Bluebell, and it is very beautiful. I love the blue in this. It's just kind of a mid-range blue. It has a little more of a halo on it, and I don't know why, because it's the same brand, the same type of wool, but it does have a little more hair showing there. And it's 50% wool, 25 alpaca, 25 nylon. Both of these that I've shown you, all three will be in the DK weight, a number 3 weight. But I just wanted to show you that. That's really pretty. And I went a little hog wild, and I bought 955 yards of this, which was four balls, I think. So that might be sweater worthy, maybe vest worthy. I'm not really sure. But I wanted to get that just as kind of to try it out and see if I like it. Another size 3 wool is called Willow and Lark Nest, and this I bought in the purple color, and it's 69% wool, 11% cashmere, and 21% viscose. And it was a little bit pricey. It was $8.49 a ball, regular price, and I got it on sale for $6 something. I don't know how much exactly, but each ball only has 125 yards on it, so it's a little pricey per yard. But it's beautiful, it's slick, there's hardly any halo, and it's as soft as it can possibly be. And this was definitely a splurge for me. I don't usually buy yarn like this, but I wanted to try it and see if I liked it. And this is how they all came. They always come in this clear mesh bag, really nice, project-worthy bag. You can put a project in there, no problem. A pretty good-sized project, actually. And this right now is holding about 7 balls of yarn, and it had these other 3 in there, so it was full to the brim. And they sent it to me, and I thought, I need to show that to y'all, because sometimes what I do with new yarns that I don't know anything about, I might buy one skein, and I'm sure y'all do the very same thing. I buy one skein or 2, and I make a scarf or a tiny little baby hat or something, just to see if I like the way it works, how it glides over the hook. And if I really like it, then I'll keep an eye on it, and if it goes on sale, I'll buy enough for a sweater. That's usually how I work. I'll check back with you and let you know what's on the hook next time.